Hey, Pete Stege here from B2B Clarity. One of the challenges that I hear a lot about from CEOs is customer acquisition. The challenge in getting engagement and conversion with people that you don't know and turning them into prospects and then into clients. And one of the root causes of that is trying to do too much too soon with those prospects. So I want to share an idea for you, a way to think about that that will increase your conversion rate. It's called the breadcrumb customer journey. So first, you want to start with mapping the destination. So make sure you're clear on what success looks like. You might say, well, that's obvious. We get an order. But I want you to think through in more detail about who that is that you want as a customer and what exactly that commitment looks like at the end of the day. And then you want to think through about what are the steps, what's the process it's going to take to get them from hearing about us for the first time through to whatever intermediate steps there are for them to actually sign the contract. Here's what's different. You need to take as small a piece as possible. What's that first step, the least thing that you can ask of them to do, the lowest lift, and come up with what that very first step is and focus on just that as your conversion. So maybe it's you want them to have heard of you. You want them to know that you exist. So much like a billboard on a highway, you find a digital or another way for your particular target audience to run into you in the market or online or wherever it might be enough times that they now have your name and your brand and what you do in the back of their mind, in their conscious, right? So that if somebody asks them about you or one of your salespeople talks to them, their question isn't, who are you and what do you do? The key is to make sure that you break those steps down, those progressions down into as small a pieces as possible. Those are the breadcrumbs. The first breadcrumb is that first, I'll call it a transaction, that situation where, in my example, all you need from them is to register your business's name. So then your program, your work, your ad, whatever it might be, is focused on just that. Then you progress that to the next step, and on and on, from knowing about you to being curious about you, whatever it might be. You want to come up with as many steps as you can, really, to break down that journey where their next step is small enough that it doesn't scare them and it doesn't intimidate them and it doesn't look like too much work. It's, in the best case, it's almost natural. It's frictionless. And then over time, each one of those, if you take them step by step, breadcrumb by breadcrumb, you're magically at the contract signing. The key to making this work is that you look at each of those stages, that each breadcrumb, and make sure that the effort that's needed is less than the value that's provided. If you do that, they're going to make that choice. Follow those steps from those breadcrumbs, and you will find more of your target prospects turn into existing customers.